All right, so I'm going to make a brief video on how I use, and I pretty much use exclusively Onyx. Sometimes I use Gaia and other GPS satellite systems, but for the most part, I use Onyx. I've become very familiar with it, and it does a good job. I like how it tells me who the owners are, so um, that's one of the reasons I use it a lot. So um, let me zoom back out here real quick, and I'll show you. So I picked Austin just randomly. I'm not going to do the area I live in because it may give away some of the people in my groups riding areas and maybe even some of mine. So I don't share these because I treat it kind of like, if I had a great hunting or fishing spot, you just don't give those away. You might take a really good friend or family member occasionally, but when you find them, you treat them like treasure. And for me, like, I use it respectfully. I'm quiet. I'm not tearing up the ground. I'm just out there trying to enjoy God's creation, get a little bit of exercise and some outdoor fun. So um, if you start sharing these locations, you're going to get inundated with too many riders, and next thing you know, it's going to get shut down. So whatever, I would say just treat it respectfully, quietly, abide by the rules. Don't be going around gates and fences and ignoring posted signs. Um, but the places that I ride are unmarked, ungated, unfenced, often owned by, the city, state, or county. So like over here, if you look at my mouse, the city of Austin, this area, is something worth looking at. All of this green is a good place to start. So for us that live in heavily populated areas, it's not easy to find a place to ride. Of course, we can trailer and head out to Marble Falls, or if you're in the Houston area, Sam Houston National Forest, if it's ever open. It's closed a lot. So you can trailer to a known riding area that is designated for motorcycles. But if you want to just leave your driveway and go have fun, I would recommend taking a little bit of time using the tools on the internet to find those. Let's just say, for example, the city of Austin was a good place, and then over here by this Brody Oaks, and then you skip over here to this Parker Lane and to this hand launch location. Like, before too long, you can string together a series of off-road areas with a little bit of pavement in between and have a nice circuit to go and have fun and enjoy, riding and the outdoors. So anyway, the so I'll start quickly. I'll zoom into a point of interest. I like these that are City of Austin. These that are owned by publicly. If you pay taxes, you're a citizen. Like, obviously, this is a potential place for you to go. So what I'll do is I'll zoom into these places, and this is just random. So don't. I'll click on a nearby public road location. So let's just pick a spot here. That's fine. And then that'll automatically, over here to your left, give you coordinates. So you just copy that. You go up here to Google Maps. I've already centered on Austin, but I'm going to go paste. So right click paste or control V, which is much faster, and then hit enter. And it's going to take you to that spot. Now, once you're there, obviously Google's going to tell you more about this location. This looks like a bunch of softball fields. That's probably not a viable option, but back here behind these softball fields may be something that we could check out. So here's what I'll do. I'll zoom out a little on this area, and then bottom right, you see the little yellow man. If you click on him, that's going to show you everywhere that a Google car has taken street view pictures from. So everywhere one of those dots, these are actually uploaded by people, but the roads are the Google vehicles. So let's just drop him. It looks like here is a trail that connects to other trails. So let's drop him there, right there. Okay, so this appears to be some kind of trail system. People are using this. From this spot, I see no gates or no signs. Looks like there's a fence there that separates this little park from a residential area. but this would be a viable option. I would go to this location and explore. And of course, if it's marked or gated or fenced and it says non-motorized use, like a lot of these places will have access for hiking, biking, running, but not motorcycles. So don't do it. It's not worth it. Um, but I'll find these areas and then I will save them and then I will try to build a circuit. Like, so let's just say this was a good option and then I wanted to find another option near here. Well, I might just go over here across the river that also said City of Austin. This is wildlife something, I don't know. But, this is, let's look here. Let's just copy and paste this coordinate. So right here from this little cul-de-sac, I mean, you could probably gain entrance all along this road or over here. I don't know. Just copy. Let's go back to Google and look. Back. Right click, paste, enter. And let's see what it looks like. This is just across the river from that spot. So let's hit the little yellow dude. Okay, so we can see here without having to make a trip. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, right now there is a trail and an open gate. There are no signs that say no trespassing. It's owned by the city. And there's probably multiple access points. So this is a viable option. I'm not saying go there. That's up to you. You do all of this at your own risk, because I think you could technically be charged for trespassing even if it wasn't posted. But so here's this is not a great idea, because this would be going through a fence, even though someone tore it down and they're using this to probably explore, like we're talking about. Like that entry may get you in trouble. An open gate, not so much. Here's another access point. Looks like people go out here and throw trash and drink beer. But anyway, this is just an idea of how in literally just a few minutes you can link together in a heavily populated area from here to here, literally not even half a mile apart, and have two potentially good areas to ride off-road. But I mean, there's got to be hundreds, all around the city, and sometimes even in the inner city I find these. But yeah, so that's what I would encourage you. Use Onyx Off-Road, and then just copy and paste your coordinates over to Google Maps and get a street view of things before you waste the time going out there. Because I did that before I figured out the street view thing. I wasted a lot of time going to locations to figure out, oh, this is not accessible. Oh, this is posted. Oh, this is a park that's marked for non-motorized vehicles, so on and so forth. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I think it's pretty clear cut. Hopefully it's helpful to some of you, especially us people that live in the city and the concrete jungle and get stuck wondering when we're going to be able to ride again. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you.